If you're looking to trigger a countdown timer when a channel reward is claimed, like this, then this is the video for you. First, you're going to want to go to this URL here, which I'm linking in the description for you, to create your countdown overlay for your Twitch stream. The parameters are listed here. You can set the title to whatever you want, the time to whatever you want. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm only doing 3 seconds. You can change the font. There's a ton of different font options. You can even change the colors. You can set custom RGB values, but again, since it's a tutorial, I'm just going to keep it really simple. Once you've decided that this is how you want it to look, then you just click above it to copy the URL, go into your OBS, and this is where you create your new browser source. So you just want to click on the plus, click browser. I'm going to call this demo. Uncheck make source visible so it doesn't show up for you right away. And then my monitor's a butthead, so it likes to become too large sometimes. But you could just paste in the URL. For the height for this, I know it should already be 200, but you can mess around with these however you'd like. And then a very, very important thing to check off is this right here, shut down source when not visible, because if you don't check this off and you make your source invisible, the timer is going to still be going in the background, and that's not what you want. You want the timer to stop when the source is not visible. So you make sure you click on this, and then you click OK. Now, if I move it over here and click on the little eye to show it, you can see the timer's right here. However, it's kind of hard to see with all this stuff around it, so I want to add a background to it. An easy way to do that is actually to modify these RGBA values here. I'm not a color expert, so I usually just go on the internet to find a RGBA color picker. You can put the slider wherever you want to find the values that you need. I'm just going to do black, which is 3 zeros and a 1. I'm just going to change that right here. I can't reach the OK because my computer is dumb, so I'm just going to click X and click save. That's my little workaround. And now you see the timer is right here. Now notice that when the timer expires, it's still sitting here, and that's not what you want. You want the timer to show up when someone redeems a channel point, and then once it hits 0, you want it to disappear off your stream. And I'm going to show you how to do that next. Now you're going to want to open up Firebot by going to this URL, which I'll also put down in the description for you. I'm going to click download. It should start downloading the exe for you. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to run it again. But once you do install it, it's going to look like this. And it's going to be a bit overwhelming at first. It'll ask you to link it to your Twitch, which you can do. I think you can link it to YouTube as well, but don't quote me on that. And now you have all this wonderful stuff off to the side, which is a bit overwhelming, I won't lie, but I'll explain how to do everything. In the beginning, on your first install of Firebot, it'll have you set up an overlay. So always double check that this is checked off and connected, because if your overlay is not running, none of your Firebot things are going to be working. So in my case, I have it Firebot right here. It's actually another browser source, which you don't see it visibly on stream, but it's there, watching, waiting, helping. So basically, you're just going to create an event, and then you're also going to create a timer. So in order to create the event, you need to link the timer to it. So we're actually going to do the timer first. So as you can see, I already have 2 of them created, and these are meant to hide the overlay. So we're going to make a new one. We're going to call it demo. Oh my goodness, if I could type. The interval is in seconds. If you don't know how many seconds, like mine was 5 minutes, so that's 300 seconds. But you can always just Google it and get the conversion. So I'm actually going to do 4 seconds. I do 1 second more than the amount of the timer, because then you can watch it go 0 and then nicely disappear off the screen. Because if you make it the exact same amount, it's going to disappear 1 second prior. For the chat lines, this is the minimum number of chat lines since the last interval. Personally, like my stream is not too crazy. I don't have too many people posting stuff at the same time. So I just have it set to 0, but you can set it to whatever you feel is comfortable. There's also a checkbox to only run it when while live, if I knew how to talk. And since I'm doing a demonstration, I'm going to uncheck it. And then for effects, this is very important. You want to add a new effect. You're actually going to type in OBS in the search. And then if you scroll down, you can find toggle OBS source visibility. If you click select, now since it's connected to your OBS, it can pull all of these sources. So what might happen is you might get this error, or it's not an error necessarily, but you might see that it says no sources found is OBS running. And if you click refresh source data, it still doesn't fix it. I'm going to show you how to fix this. Basically, why you're getting this error is because the WebSocket server isn't set up. So what you have to do is you have to go into OBS, go into Tools, WebSocket Server Settings. And now for you, more than likely, this is going to be unchecked. You want to check this off, and then you actually want to copy this password. And then you're actually going to go open up Firebot. And another thing I want to point out is if you don't see anything here, there's no session, that means it's not working. So I'm going to pull up Firebot. Once you open Firebot, you want to go down into Settings, all the way down into Integrations. Scroll to OBS, click Configure, and then you're going to see a similar setting here. And for you, more than likely, the password is going to be blank. So that password that you just copied over, you paste in here, you click Save. Now when you open up OBS again, oh look, there's the session. And then when you go back and follow these next steps, all your sources should be there for the timer. So in my case, I'm going to use my demo one that I just made, and my toggle is going to be hide. I want it to hide it as soon as this timer runs. So I'm going to click add, I'm going to click save. So I have the timer set up. Now I'm going to go to my event, which, as you can see, it's the same concept, sing mode, no cursing. So I'm going to make a new event based on the channel reward redemption. You can actually add a filter here. So I did this. I did no cursing to make sure it's for the correct reward. Make sure you spell it correctly, because if you misspell, or I believe it's case sensitive as well, so just make sure you don't make any errors there. And then I'm putting is enabled, and then the effect is going to be the same thing. OBS source visibility, and you guessed it, I'm going to go to demo and I'm going to click show. So basically, as soon as someone redeems this reward, this OBS source is going to show up. I'm going to click save. One thing I forgot to mention is you want to add a custom cooldown here, so people aren't able to all redeem it at once. So I put the custom cooldown to whatever the timer is set for. So in my case, it was 4 seconds, and then I put it per user, and then I click save. So now if we test it out, it disappears just like that. 100% I forgot to film an outro for this video, but if this tutorial helped you, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you got stuck or have some questions, you can comment them. I'll try to help you in the best way that I can. If you're looking for other tutorials that you haven't found on YouTube yet, comment those as well. I can try to make another video on that. I couldn't find a tutorial on this, which is why I made it, because I had to figure everything out on my own. So I'm more than happy to share information once I find it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.